Yo, what's up? I'm Chris Simms, and this is the Chris Simms Quarterback School. We've been taking a lot of questions from our fans, the homies lately, as we like to call them. And Ahmed, we got a good one this week, and I think this is a good starting point. What is it?
We got it from J.P. Wilkinson 1. He wanted to know some of the pre-snap reads that you go through as a quarterback. So as you're breaking the huddle, as you're walking up to the line of scrimmage, what are you looking at? What are you trying to decipher before the play even begins?
Right. So the process a quarterback has to go through when they break the huddle. So first off, you're gonna say the play in the huddle, right? The ones you struggled with last week in all those videos, right? Scatter to west, right, tight, F left, 372, Y6, C spot, right? First off, can you say it again?
No, don't do that to me
okay.
again.
Look, he's all nervous.
We've moved on.
New week. But first thing I'm going to say is this. Yeah, I'm wired to look at a lot of different things through my coaching throughout the week as far as what to look for in a defense. But when you break a huddle and say west, right, slot, 72, Z, bingo, use, split, on one, ready, break, the first thing I'm going to do when we break the huddle is make sure the receivers and the guys in the huddle are going in the right direction. Because you're always going to have that one guy, every few plays where, the receiver runs to the left and you got to go, hey, Joey, no, I said trips right, or I said west, left, slot, you know what I mean? So you have to do that. So you always got to be making sure your guys are deploying to the right spots, right? So that's the first thing you're going to do. Now, as you walk to the line of scrimmage, the way John Gruden always wired me was to identify fronts, right? So a lot of times you hear people go, oh, look at where the safeties are. No, not the way I was taught, and really a lot of brilliant offensive minds, I think the same way, and the fact that when you look at the front, and when I mean the front four defensive linemen, it's going to unlock some questions you're going to have right away. Because certain blitzes and coverages are married to the way the fronts are played, right? Gruden always used to have this phrase called defenses blitz bubbles, right? And in this specific defense, and this is a formation we're in gun trips right. As you can see, here's the tight end, zebra wide receiver, the slot receiver, the Z receiver. We got the back offset, weak to the next to the quarterback, and then you have your X receiver. So if we got in a formation like this, and right away as I break the line of scrimmage, the first thing I'm looking at is, where are these defensive tackles and defensive ends lining up? Because they're going to tell me some context clues about what could possibly happen, or the catalog of calls they could call or blitzes they could call through these fronts. And when I say blitz bubbles, this is the bubble here for this specific formation. The guard has a bubble. This guy's like on the shade nose tackle, right? He's right here. So there's really nobody over the guard, if maybe he's touching a shoulder. And then you see the pass rusher out here. So there is a bubble here, right, that we're referring to. And the reason we say that with the bubble is, there's a gap and there's things to look at here, but the reason I would know this right away is to go, ooh, wait, the bubble's on the weak side. That can unlock some weak side blitzes right off the bat. So what I would be able to do is, once I got up to the line of scrimmage, right, and you hear quarterbacks have dummy snap counts a lot of times. So let's say I had a trips right formation, and we used to call this a zebra counter orbit, where this receiver would go down and then come back to a spot. But while he's doing that, I'm reading the defense and the clues and the things to go, this is what I expect. Ooh, they're blitzing. Oh, no, they're playing this coverage, whatever that is. But within that, we have this front four. And now that I know the bubble is over here, all right, the first thing as I send this guy in motion, and just blue 85, fake dummy snap count, right? It's blue 85 set hut, is I want to see, right, as I do that, now, since I've taken my eyes from the front and realized, ooh, there's a problem on the weak side here that could arise, what's going to happen with the safety tilt? And we talked about defenses blitz bubbles more times than not. And also when you blitz, they still want to be gap secure, have the integrity for each gap. You don't want to just send like 4 guys through one gap and then one guy blocks 4 guys down and all of a sudden there's a huge hole in a run game or pass protection or whatever that may be.
So they're blitzing that bubble because they assume that the tackle's going to kick out and the guard's going to go inside, and so there's going to be a gap there?
Well, that's right. So here, this is so now as I start this dummy snap count, guys going in motion, whoa, all of a sudden, here's Ed Reed starting to creep down here. And I'm going, I don't like the way that looks. And you start to see this safety go back to the middle over here. And as you start to see that, okay, you could be going, wait, maybe they're just playing a weak cover 3. Let me see, are there anything else I can take, from this here to realize, is it a blitz, or are they just getting down here to get in coverage purposes, whatever that is. The other thing I would look at here of just this context clue here, more times, all right, if they're going to bring, let's say, a will free safety blitz through here, usually this backside defensive end is going to end up fire zoning and dropping out of there, if that makes sense, okay? And let me just see we'll see how this plays out. But, so for this instance here, you're going to have, let's say, a 4-week blitz, and this guy is going to, at the snap, go into that gap. The will linebacker will take that gap. The strong free safety is going to take that gap. And now you have what we call a 4-week blitz in the NFL, right? So there's a 4-week blitz. So what I'm basically explaining there is that's what I'm alert for when I see that front. If it was vice versa, and I need to write some of this over again, and I'm not a good drawer of defenses, but if it was flipped around, to the bubble being on this side and the tackle being over here, then I would be aware of, oh no, I got to expect it maybe to the other side, a blitz of some sort to that way. Now, what am I wired to do in those instances? So many things we could go through here. Could have a game plan where, man, they got a good blitz package. We feel like we got some matchups on the outside where if we can block it up, our guys can beat their guys. So if you do see that blitz that I just showed you, let's keep all the blockers in and just max protect, and we'll get 6, 7 blockers in, and now we'll let our 2 or 3 receivers go downfield, and you'll have time, and they'll work a guy, and if you make a good throw, he makes a guy miss, we could have a big play. Or you could take the approach of, we're not going to change anything, and now we're going to get into, like Tom Brady, 51's the mic, 51's the mic, right? And most people might go, well, what the hell does that mean? All right, well, the mic is the middle of 3 linebackers more times than not. Now, we're in a nickel defense right here. So this is the will linebacker, W for weak, M for Mike. This is the nickel, which is like the Sam linebacker, S, but this is a nickel because that's what most defenses are in. Now, back to what I was talking about with like the 4-week blitz. You get the 4-week blitz, and let's just say we saw this, okay? And before we even say that, let's just say this is Ray Lewis right here, okay? The mic is, so you might, how many times did you watch a New England game and Brady go, Mike 52, Mike 52? And
every once in a while, the guy goes, I'm not the mic. I'm not the mic. Tom, you're the GOAT.
Right.
I'm not the mic.
But, and Tom's going, no, you don't understand. The other GOAT, Belichick, told me who the mic is, and you're the mic for this, for the sake of this play.
For the sake of their offense, they have to denote who is the mic linebacker.
They have to, yes, because more times than not, it sets up the rules for the guys on the offensive line as far as who they have to work to in a pass game or run game, right? And within saying 52 is the mic doesn't always mean that's the guy that the offensive line is going to work to. Sometimes they know, hey, on this play, if Tom Brady says 52 is the mic, we know we actually have to go one guy more to the weak side is the guy. He identified that guy as the middle of the 3, and on this play, coach told us to block up to the weak side of the middle of the 3. So he made that guy the middle one. Now we know, ooh, the next guy over is the weak side one, and we're going to go to that, whether it's pass protection or run game. Is that making sense so far?
Sure.
Okay. So within this, just the blitz I showed a minute ago, right, where that guy comes in there, this guy goes here, this guy goes here, let's just say Tom Brady's in a pass protection where originally he's going, okay, 52's the mic, 52's the mic. And now within that, he knows his 5 linemen, okay, and the back are going to be responsible for the 4 defensive linemen and that 52 guy that he pointed out. That he's like part of the defensive line. So now they got to know if he comes, we just got to figure out a way to pass it off, and we got to block him because Brady's not expecting that guy to be free. He's made that the rule, so now he knows who he has to get the ball out of his hands for and who not to. Now, if he got to this again and, okay, he's dummy snap count, booty 5, said, hunt. Okay, he fakes the snap count, but he starts to see this blitz coming, right? He might, booty 5, said, hey, 52's the mic. Oh, no, wait, Ed Reed's walking down. He might go, easy. And he might go, wait, check. Let's just say this guy's 51. He'll go, easy, hey, 51's the mic. 51 is the Mike. So now he knows he's moved it over. Now the offensive line goes, wait, Tom sees something. He's not worried about this guy. Now we have to worry about the 4 defensive linemen and 51. And then the back will get the weak side, the guy who's ever weak off of who Brady says the Mike is. He's responsible for that guy. So that's why he says Mike this guy, Mike that guy, blah, 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 if that makes sense, okay?
Right.
So that is the checkpoints an NFL quarterback has to go through in his own mind when he gets up to the line of scrimmage is, one, where's the line? Where's the defensive line lining up? Because that's going to tell me some context clues about what coverages or blitzes they bring. Then, 2, as you start to get, up to the line of scrimmage, people are going in fake motions or whatever else, you're starting to go, okay, wait, where are the safeties doing? Yeah. Are they going to split and play 2 deep? Are they coming down to play some sort of cover 3? Or are they coming down to do something really aggressive and blitz me and pressure me and make me throw the ball before I want it?
So how much of that, man-to-man zone, can you tell? Can you really tell pre-snap?
Well, yeah.
How much, or do you have to wait? I mean, I know you can throw a guy in motion, right? And if there's someone that follows him, that's probably man.
Sure, right. But not always.
Defenses can hide that.
They can hide it. Well, yeah, just say for this instance here, like say if a team wanted to just play cover 2, right now, and let's say it's cover 2, boom, 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 right? That guy's going down the middle, this guy's going weak, and that guy's going there.
Yeah.
Well, if they motion this over, right? Okay, and now he goes across the formation to make it now tight end receiver over here and 2 receivers over here. Even though they're playing zone defense, he could still travel over there. Because they might go, hey, we'd like you to play your zone on the receivers, and we'd like the linebacker to play the zone on the tight end, right?
And so then 52 would have the outside.
So yeah, honestly, it would probably switch to like this, to where yes, it would go 52 would end up. So if he motioned over here, and now we have zebra over here, all right? Okay. Now, if he's over there, and excuse me for my drawing and my different colors, let's just say he would go over here to play, the nickel spot.
Yep.
Okay. And now, yes, 52 would become him. They could do it either way. It doesn't matter how they do it. It could be 52 here, and now he switches over here. It doesn't matter. But the rules change just a little bit about what they're expected. You're right. Now he would have to go up the middle. He would have over there in the curl flat area, and rules would change that way. Either way, now Brady or whoever the quarterback is going to have to deem who the Mike is.
Yeah.
So you can have a guy, to answer your question, travel with a wide receiver and it still be zone coverage. You're going to have to look at some different things to know, oh, wait, he's not moving over here just so they can play the zone. They're playing man-to-man. And there would be other clues to that. You were talking about man, zone. How do we know the difference and things like that? This guy, he could travel across and still play zone. It doesn't always mean like, oh, just because he went across and he went with him, it's man. No, the defensive coordinator and like, no, I don't want my linebacker over here with 2 slot receivers. I want another DB over there. So you guys switch roles because the 2 receivers are over here now. So that is a very real aspect. But there's other clues to knowing it's man-to-man, Ahmed. And there's a lot of different ways to do this. But I think the big thing, too, would have to be the alignment of some of the other guys on the defensive side of the football. And the thing I would look for, if you're going to man-to-man, okay, and let's just say, okay, here again, we're going to send zebra, and let's just say a what we call a counter motion, where he goes in acting like he might go across the formation, and then he comes back and he lines right there, right? And you go, whoa, that guy kind of went across and came back, but I don't know, it's still 2 deep zone, and I don't know if this is a zone or a man. Well, you're going to have to start to get some telltale signs as far as what does it look like? What do some of the other positions look like? So, all right, you've seen this guy go back and forth with him. But now, another clue I would look for is how are these guys lining up? So if it's a true man defense, somebody's got to take him one-on-one.
Yep.
Right? So either So more times than not, it's going to be a safety that comes down because they don't want Mike linebackers on the Travis Kelce's of the world. He's going to eat up that matchup more, 99 out of 100 times. But now, if you start to see a safety creeping down, right, and all of a sudden he's getting into a position where, wait, he's over here, he's right head up on that guy, and it looks like he's kind of eyeing him down. Like he's not worried about like, oh, this is my zone, okay, here I am. He's literally like, wait, there's the motion. Oh, there's Travis Kelce. I got Travis Kelce. And they just sit there and they're looking at Travis Kelce with a little just, is the quarterback going to snap it? Okay, there's Travis Kelce, right? So those are things you're going to look at as a quarterback as well, let alone maybe where this guy's matched up on him. If he was out here kind of in no man's land or maybe bumped over here with these two linebackers because the formation's over here, you go, oh, it's zone. But the same type of thing we just talked about with him over the Y or the tight end, if it's man-to-man, he's going to start eyeing up this tailback because he's going to have him in man-to-man coverage out there. So if he comes out, so you'll start to see him, even though he might have gone around and made a few calls, now that dummy motion gets set up, he's going to start to then go, okay, there's the back, and you're going to see him start to eye the guy up to where you have another, details, context clues to go, all right, now I wasn't sure what I did after this motion, but he got set. And the way he aligned towards him and played him, and now I started to see people match up man-to-man, and this guy rolled to the middle of the field because he's the single safety. Now I know it's man-to-man. And that could cause a coach to get you, hey, get me to man-to-man plays, or stick with the play I called in the huddle because it is a man-to-man beater. And those are some of the things you're going to look at.
Are there some players that were better than others at disguising that? Kind of decoying or not maybe looking at the guy they were going man up on pre-snap?
Definitely. I mean, the great defenses know what everybody's doing on the defensive side of the ball. You've heard Belichick reference Dante Hightower and Chung and McCourty. Like they could probably play every position on the defense. Bill could probably just call a defense and they can just go, all right, you blitz this time, you cover, and I'll cover. Next time he calls this, I'll blitz, and you cover, and you blitz. It's all the same thing, except just moving parts. That's where Baltimore was really special. Like Ed Reed and Ray Lewis and that defense, when I played them, they knew everything on the defense. So the defensive coordinator might just say, hey, I want a 4-week blitz. And they would just figure out the 4 that they wanted to blitz. Ed and Ray Lewis this time. Next time it might be the corner and somebody else, but it was all a 4-week blitz where they're going to play the same coverage behind it. Yeah. And yes, they were brilliant at disguising it. Guys like Ed Reed, you could never tell where he was going or where he was going to be on the middle of the field. He was going in the opposite direction, probably where he was going to end up more times than not. But he would play games with you all the time to where I can just remember playing him and going like, oh, man, there goes Ed. He's going back. He's going to be the free safety. And then all of a sudden they say set hut, and he's going over here and doubling a receiver. Or he's going this way, and I'm going, oh, looks like it's cover 2. That's good. And then I say set hut, and he runs up over here and plays the tight end from like the weak side of the field, man to man. So they're brilliant, and it's a great understanding of a scheme and a defense and people having continuity and being on the same page as each other.
So when you're wrong on the pre-snap read, how quickly do you realize that? After the snap?
Like almost at set. I mean, you're literally blue 85, set hut. And as you start to pull the ball away from the center, you start to go, oh, wait, this isn't what I thought it was. And now you're starting to go through the next group of rules of, wait, coach told me when they play this coverage, I got to read this guy and now move over to this side of the football field or whatever that may be. Yeah. And, that can make life hard on a quarterback, make you indecisive, maybe a hair late to your first read now, which then is going to make you late to every other read you have because you've late on that first one where, set hut, you're pulling away and you're going, oh, wait, this isn't what I thought it was. Coach told me when they did this coverage, I got to get over to the left side. You get over to the left side. That guy is too late. You've already missed him. He's come out of the break. You can't throw to him. Now you get to number 2 and you go, oh, crap, he's covered. Well, you're too late there, too, and it's a ripple effect of what confusion can do. What confusion can do, what you're saying. We heard Sam Darnold say, I saw ghosts last year. Yeah. That's common talk in football world. That means, man, they're moving a lot, they're disguising a lot, they're being very creative, and they're confusing me a little bit.
Well, I can imagine there's times where your brain is so certain that this player is going to move here that you almost see it probably for a split second. You're just assuming that it happens, and then when you throw the ball, you're like, oh, wait, where'd he come from?
Definitely. There's definitely times you're tricked through your study, what you think you saw in pre-snap, you pull away from the center, you look at something, and then you look back, and you go, oh, no, this is a totally different picture than what I just saw before I got the ball, and I'm totally wrong, and now what am I going to do to make this play work or not let it be a disaster or whatever it may be?
Right.
So the big thing is, though, the checkpoints for a quarterback are going to be break the huddle, make sure my guys are going in the right spot. Then check out the defensive front. Whoa, okay, they're doing this. I know what kind of coverages or blitzes they like to bring for that. All right, so now let me get underneath the center and start to gather information. Coach told me all week when the defense is in this front, they could bring this blitz over to the weak side. Okay, let me do dummy snap count. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going to be that blitz. All right, I'm going to be able to call the play and just run it and go. All right, here we go. Booty 5, set hut. That's really where Omaha came into play, too, if you just want a little 2 cents on that. Omaha is, Peyton Manning gets all the credit for it because he made it really famous and was saying it on TV all the time. From my understanding, it's a New England thing. New England started Omaha. And theirs was because, hey, Brady might have a dummy snap count and a play called, but if he got up there, right, and he realized, wait, the defense is playing Tampa 2. We don't need to go through dummy snap count, fake motion, and let me figure out what coverage they're in. He's playing the Tampa Bay Bucks. He knows they're in Tampa 2. Everything looks like it. So where Omaha came from is, in my understanding of New England, going, wait, let's not go through all these gymnastics of this unnecessary stuff now when we know they're already lined up in this defense. Why are we going to sit here now and let them start to remember the things we like to do on the offensive side of the ball, and they can go through their checklist in their mind to be like, oh, they're in trips formation. They like to do this, and this, right? So I think their logic was, let's keep the pace on them. Let's put the pressure back on them. We know they're in Tampa 2. Hey, you know our play. We like it against this Tampa 2. Instead of going booty 5, set hut, okay, yeah, we're good, guys. Booty 5, set hut, and getting the snap. Just wait. Oh, it's Tampa 2. Hey, Wes, stay there. There. All right, here we go, guys. Omaha! And when the guys heard Omaha, they knew Blue Go was coming after that, and they knew the ball was going to be snapped. So Omaha, Blue Go! And when they know that, they go, oh, wait, we're going. It's a play Brady called. There's no dummy snap count. We got to go. And it gives them a little advantage to jump out on the defense and kind of apply pressure that way.
How often are you looking at a specific player or looking for a specific player in your pre-snap read? Like a corner who's struggling that you guys are attacking, like how often is your pre-snap read, let me find this guy that I want to attack?
I mean, a lot if you have those type of routes called, right? If it's a scheme play where, it's guys crossing over the middle and things like that, you got to read the play out. It doesn't really matter. But let's just say, we're in a basic formation like this right here, and let's just say for the sake of this play right here, okay, and what you're talking about is we're going to get that man-to-man coverage, right? So he's going to come down and play man-to-man. Let's just say we're going to do something like this, real basic, where Y runs like a shallow cross, he runs a basic in cut behind it, and let's say our 2 receivers on the outside have like 15-yard comebacks on the outside, right? Mm-hmm. If I have that right away, so now I've looked at the front, oh, wait, it's single safety, that's going to leave free access now on the outside, right? These corners can't be helped by the safeties going in. Right away. As soon as I start to see single safety, I'm going, wait, okay. Oh, okay, I got Joey Galloway over there against what's-his-face corner? I don't even know him. We're going to attack him. Booty 5, said, hey, I'm coming after him. Joey's going to beat that guy, every day and twice on Sunday. And you play that matchup that way. So that's a huge aspect of those type of plays. When you have what we would call mirrored routes on the outside, right. The same route on the outside of each side, each play.
How much better do you think teams are getting at disguising now than they were 10 or 20 years ago?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Have defenses gotten smarter?
Defenses have gotten smarter. So that's a great question. How much better? They're definitely better at disguising now than ever before. I mean, you hear me argue all the time. If you're going to sit up there and line up in the same defense all the time, you better have some cast of characters and talent on that defensive side of the ball. You know, for Patrick Mahomes and the Bradys and the Rodgers to come to the world, come to the line of scrimmage every play and go, oh, three deep. Oh, cover two. They're going to tear that apart. They're going to get their team in the right play every time, and they're never going to be mentally in a bad spot. So really, other than the great Seattle-type defenses, right, most teams are disguising. Let's add some confusion. Let's not let the quarterback and the receiver just run and feel like, oh, man, I'm totally mentally free. I don't have to think about anything. No, defenses are disguising. And to the point of what you're talking about, too, you know how I said before, like, defenses blitz bubbles?
Right.
They're stopping doing that, too, to where now sometimes, a lot of the times, even though they might want to blitz weak side, they're putting him here, right? And maybe they'll change their roles to where all of a sudden he might go in there, and then the safety blitzes that way, right? To where, like a guy like me who was programmed, hey, my coach told me the defenses blitz bubbles. Oh, there's no bubbles here. We're good. They're not going to blitz this. Whoa, they blitzed it? So those are little things, too, that are going to throw quarterbacks off edge a little bit as well.
Then you just hope that your players are better than their players, and you can block it and give yourself enough time.
You hope you can at least, yes. Or, wait, I've been fooled and they've blitzed me and I'm not right and we don't have it protected. You better know who your quick throw is. Or is there a sight adjust, right? A lot of the times, like this receiver out here, he might be taught, if the free safety blitzes, I don't care what route you're called. You got to break it off to a slant, okay? Unless Tom Brady or the quarterback says, nope, lock your route. Stay on the route I got to pass. I got it all figured out here. You run the route I called in the huddle, right? They'll maybe give a lock signal to say you're locked. That's the route you have to run.
Right.
And if not, and Brady did get fooled, and let's say he mic'd 52 over here, and then all of a sudden these two guys came, well, Julian Edelman then has to know, wait, Brady didn't tell me to lock. I got to run a slant route. I got to sight adjust is what they would call this in the NFL. All right, so that was our little Chris Simms quarterback school of the day. Mm-hmm. The process of what a quarterback has to go through, as they're approaching the line of scrimmage. Yeah, make sure your guys are in the right spot. Check out the defensive front. Then start to gather clues there from, wait, are guys looking like they're matching up head to head, man to man? Which way are the safeties tilting is going to tell you which way the blitz might come, or if there is a blitz that's going to come. Those are the things. But mainly, I would say, after you look at that defensive front, you're getting to the line of scrimmage, and then really going probably to the safeties and looking at kind of where the linebackers are aligned off of that to get some clues about what might be coming towards you.
And when in doubt, call timeout.
When in doubt, call timeout, unless it's the second half. I don't know if sometimes quarterback doesn't have jurisdiction to call timeout in the second half. First half, it's cool. Second half, the good coaches, they're going to tell their quarterback, no, I'll call timeout. I think too many teams make that mistake anyways, where I want to go, woo, it's 2nd and 7, and there's 6 minutes left, and you're down by, let's say, 10 points. Don't call timeout. Take the 5-yard penalty. Save the timeout. Right.
When in doubt, go to the hot route.
Oh,
there you go.
Look
right?
at you. Yeah, you're rhyming a
Or
lot.
Fake an injury and get off the field.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Okay.
But thank you for being very creative.
Thanks, Chris. That was good.
No problem.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.